Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
73-48 over Virginia. Look, it's more of what the Blue Devils have been doing, Jeff, but I don't know. It's also like what happened to Virginia like this season. There was a time we were doing a show. You were like Virginia to win the ACC or some crazy shit like that. I don't know what kind of drugs or barbiturates you might have been on that night. But since then, I don't think they've cracked 50.
No, they're terrible right now. I mean, I honestly thought for a minute Tony Bennett was going to go in the locker room at Cameron and not come back out and just be like tapping out. No mas. Like, I'm out. I'm retired. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. My team can't score. We stink. And I don't want to deal with the NIL or any of this crap anymore. They don't have enough. Like, we've known that all year. Yeah. Like, somehow Tony Bennett's been able to get him where they're kind of on the bubble because he's Tony Bennett. But this Duke team, I mean, again, McCain didn't even do anything today. But Filipowski looked like the Filipowski we thought we were going to see all year. And it's kind of funny that it came, right after the court storm when he got hurt. I think it maybe motivated him a little bit here. And Proctor's looked better over the last couple of weeks. And those are the two guys that we thought, like, okay, they're going to be our dudes. They're going to be our lottery picks. But now they know they have McCain when they need him. Now, again, Roach is still Roach. Like, I just think this Duke team has what a lot of teams don't, right? They've got a lot of good players who are capable of stepping up and giving you 20. There just aren't many teams like that. And again, listen, they held Virginia to 48. That's not something to brag about these days, but they still did it. They're better defensively than they were to start the season. And again, I think they got enough here to go to. Listen, if we're putting Duke in the equation with Kansas, with Kentucky, and you're throwing that fake house on the market, Rob, and you're betting on one of the three, I'll tell you what, I'm betting your house. I'm betting on Duke. I'm betting your house.
Yeah, I think so. My take on Duke is like they're easily the most the highest floor out of those three blue bloods, right? Like, I think that you can kind of look at Duke and say, this is a second weekend team. They're going to get to the Sweet 16. The way the bracket currently shapes up in our fielding, the 68 bracket, is they're a 3 seed with High Point in the first round. High Point, low-key, pretty good. Alan Huss doing a great job there. And then South Carolina, Providence, or Villanova in the second round. That's who they would get. And if that's kind of where the level of matchup is for them in the second round, I think that it's pretty easy to see them finding a way to get to the second weekend. I just don't know what their ceiling is, right? Like, I think I would trust Bill Self more, and I think that I would trust Kentucky's players more to find a way to be able to beat one of the best teams in the country, like to be able to beat some top 10 teams. But sure. I think when it comes to like getting the business done and avoiding an upset, I think Duke is easily the safest pick out of those three. So if you're just trying to get someone to go to the second weekend, I think it's Duke without question. If you're trying to pick someone to go to the Final Four, to me, it's Kentucky. And then I don't know. I just Kansas, man. I don't even know.
Yeah, I get that.
I feel like
Duke is also a different weight class than the other.
I was right about Kansas early. Now, I didn't think they'd be 9-7 in the league, but you kind of could see their warts early on. Non-shooters, no depth. Like, Bill Self going to have to win grinders over and over and over. You're not going to be able to do that every game in the tournament. You're not.
John, I got a fun stat for you. In the last 3 games, Kentucky has scored 319 points. In the last 6 games, Virginia has scored 313 points. Virginia has played exactly twice the number of minutes that Kentucky has played in that stretch and has scored 6 points fewer than the Wildcats have. That's the biggest flaw of this Virginia thing. Here's my question, right? All right, Virginia gets smoked at Duke today. They are one of the worst road teams in college basketball. I think that they are 25 points per possession worse on the road than they are playing in John Paul Jones arena. Wake Forest, after losing at Notre Dame, goes on the road and gets dropped by Virginia Tech despite having a 15-point lead in the first half there. Pitt is not even in the NCAA tournament conversation at this point. There really is nobody else. There's basically 5 teams in the conversation right now in the ACC. And one of them was on the outside looking in, according to our bracket on Friday afternoon before they lost at Virginia Tech. And the other one was a 10 seed that went and lost by 25 points on the road today in Virginia. So is this a 3-bid league? Like, is the ACC actually a 3-bid league?
I mean, I think it could be. I don't think it will be. I think they'll get a 4th in somehow here. I don't know who the hell it's going to be. But again, you know, you could still see Tony Bennett going to the first 4. And that's your 4th bid at the end of the day. But I'll say this. I think there's 2 teams that scare me. I mean, Clemson, I like Clemson, but I don't trust Clemson. Like, they're older with Gerard and PJ Hall. I just don't trust them. You know, Carolina and Duke are the only teams that I see making an actual run in the NCAA tournament. And yeah, I mean, it's insane because, you know, like, you listen to all these coaches and they call me and they complain, you know, you're killing our league. Are you serious about the ACC? And I'm like, yeah, kind of. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, the bottom of the league stinks. It's awful. And, like, you know, Notre Dame's doing a good job right now, but part of the reason they are is because the middle of the league isn't very good. Like, it's just not.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.